Hello and welcome to Ellen's Kitchen Keepers. And do you know what time it is? It's Tupper time, and I'm Tupper Time Ellen. So I wanted to share with you today about something that I really loved a long time ago. So, do you all like tea or coffee? Grab your cup of coffee or your tea, whatever you like. I'm drinking chocolate tea. That's what I love tea, all kinds of teas. But I like coffee sometimes on occasion. And so we're going to make a bread that's really good with your coffee and tea. And it can be good as a dessert or good as breakfast. And it's something that used to be popular back in the late 80s, early 90s. Does anyone remember friendship bread? Who remembers? Anybody? Well, I thought I would bring friendship bread back. I remember back, I was probably in my late teens and my college years, friends making friendship bread and handing out extra friendship bread starter. So what I have here in my Tupperware silicone bag, very heavy, is friendship bread starter. It's really easy to start. If you get online, you will see that there are several recipes. Some have yeast in them. Mine is just a cup of water, a cup of sugar, and a cup of milk. And you let it sit out for 10 days. On day 6, you add another cup of water, another cup of sugar, and another cup of milk. So it's like a sourdough, basically. But you not only can make friendship bread with it, you can use the starter to make pancakes or to make Italian bread rolls, which are really good. And I think you can even do a pizza crust. So there's other things that you can make besides friendship bread. And I just thought it would be really neat to bring back the friendship bread. You know, it's the starting of spring and maybe the starting of some new friendships. Well, I had made some friendship bread and I had put so you have 4 starters left over to hand out to friends. And I had saved 1 starter back for myself because I was going to use it in other recipes, which I did. I made a friendship bread oatmeal raisin cookies, and they were to die for. They were so delicious. Well, I had my starter in here, and then I had the starter I was going to give away. I put in some plastic baggies, disposable plastic bags. And wouldn't you know that the starter in the baggies split open while it was sitting, and it made a big mess in my cupboard and just kind of spattered onto the dishes in the cupboard. So I'm really thankful that I have it in my Tupperware silicone bag. Okay, I'll show you these bags here. I have some here. They stack together so that they don't take up a lot of space in your cupboard. And they have a interlock here that closes up just like that. And they are dishwasher safe, so you're not having to buy any more bags. And they are also microwavable. These particular kind right here are oven safe, and you can cook in them. So isn't that amazing? So if I wanted to, I could cook my friendship bread right in here. Okay? And I think what would be a great gift is if you make friendship bread and you have some to give away, go ahead and put it in a Tupperware silicone bag and give one as a gift. Wouldn't that be nice? We also have this style right here. These are the slimline silicone bags. Somebody's got some meat in here for their lunch tomorrow. And these are microwavable, but you cannot put these in the oven, Okay, they're still dishwasher safe. And they are actually liquid tight. I will show you. I'll put some water in here. Close it up. And it's just fun to close too. And these are actually not going to spill out. Okay, Ziploc bags can come open. Look at that. Nothing coming out of there. And they make great ice packs, by the way, if you want to freeze in them. So if you wanted to put your friendship bread starter in one of these bags to give away to your friend, what a great gift they would get, because they would get a bag that they can keep and has multi-uses. So can't beat that. That's an excellent thing. Okay, well, let's get started on the friendship bread. I have my recipes and I will show you. Now, I have several recipes because friendship breads can be made into different kinds. Chocolate chip, and you could add coconut. Almond cake bread, orange chocolate chip bread, lemon poppy seed, pineapple lemon, cranberry or lemon cranberry, banana bread, caramel apple bread, macadamia, pineapple, pistachio, coconut pudding bread. All of those things can be made. Friendship bread has pudding in it, but you can also make it without pudding. And I have my pudding here. You can also make without pudding, which I've done, but tonight I'm making it with the pudding. And you can also do, some of the recipes say don't use sugar-free pudding, but I have used sugar-free pudding and it came out fine. You just need to have the recipe. The recipe I have here makes 2 of them. Okay, so it's really easy because it's a dump in one big paint bowl and go. All right, so we are gonna start with 1 cup of oil. Now I'm kind of particular about the oil I use. I prefer to use avocado oil, coconut oil, a healthy oil, not a seed oil, okay? 1 cup of oil. And 1 cup of sugar. Now this evening I am going to be using, actually, get my coffee cup out of the way. I'm going to be using a sugar substitute and sugar. And the kind I do not use white sugar that has been processed. I use succulent or a turbinado sugar, as you can see here. It's a different color in my Tupperware Modular Mate. And I'm actually going to use half the sugar. So I'm going to use half that. And then I'm going to actually use my sugar substitute. Do not use aspartame products, not healthy for you. I'm using Trim Healthy Mama Gentle Sweet, okay? But if you don't have that, you can use stevia, you can use allulose, you can use coconut sugar, you can use monk fruit sweetener, so I like that too. So that goes in, okay? And this is the other modular mates. So many uses for these airtight modular mates. I just love those. Okay, and then we need to add 3 eggs to our mix here. Now I'm using the Tupperware Fix and Mix bowl. It has so many uses. Everybody likes this bowl a lot. It's the bowl that we all grew up with. Popcorn bowl, bread bowl, pancake bowl. Okay, 3 eggs, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And once again, I have these in my modular mates. 1.5 teaspoons. So there's my half. And get my 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And I like to take my baking soda and baking powder out of the original packaging and put it in something that is airtight, like modular mate. And then we need a half cup of milk. And I need to get my milk out of the refrigerator. Milk. So yes, even though we've added milk earlier in feeding it, we still need more milk in there. And our pudding. And we want a 5.1 ounce of instant pudding. And I was looking for my Tupperware scissors, but I don't see them. Yep, Tupperware makes scissors too. In goes the pudding, and I'm using vanilla. Half teaspoon of baking soda. And it goes in. And like I said, there is a recipe for pudding free, not using pudding. And then we need 2 cups of flour. Now I'm using an organic flour from Asher, which I really prefer. And you could probably, if you're going to go lower in carbs, you could probably use like half, 1 cup of regular flour and 1 cup of almond flour per se, or coconut flour. If you're going for the gluten-free option, you can use a gluten-free flour as well. Okay. And this modular mate of Tupperware holds 10 pounds of flour. And what's great is that all of this fits into my cupboard. I don't have a lot of cupboard, well, I have a pantry, but it's further out, down my hall. So in my kitchen, I like to have my baking goods handy, and they fit exactly, very nicely in my cupboard. All right, and a teaspoon of vanilla. I just love using my measuring cups and teaspoons, all my measuring spoons from Tupperware. Okay. And a half teaspoon of salt. I like to store my salt right here in this container, and it actually comes with a little measuring spoon. And I use a pink mineral salt, which will not raise your blood pressure, which is very good for you. The pink salt. And now I'm going to add the starter, okay? And it's going to be about 1 cup. So this is where I would scoop out my measurements to give away to my friends or to keep and use later. So you would want to put this in your Tupperware silicone bag so that it stays shut, it doesn't explode, because it will expand. There will be air that will build up in here. So we're going to put in, and this is what it looks like. It looks like a pancake batter, doesn't it? 1 cup. And we are going to mix up all those ingredients. I just really like the Tupperware whisk. Look how that is open, the end, so that things just don't get stuck in there. Look at that. You know what? I don't think I put cinnamon in. It calls for a teaspoon of cinnamon. So we'll get that in there. These are the Tupperware spice containers. I like how my spoon fits right in there, and it's got a pouring side and a scooping side. And my spices are going to stay fresh in here for 3 to 5 years even. So that'll be great. Now you could do apple pie spice in here. You could do pumpkin spice. Okay, I'll just bring this over here so you can see what it looks like. Getting real thick. You could use your mixer if you want to. But with the Tupperware whisk, you don't really even need a mixer. It just blends so nicely. Look at that. Isn't that great? Perfect. It's all set. Now, we are going to, you can do a little cinnamon and sugar topping on the top, or you could do a crumb topping where you mix some butter, flour, cinnamon, and sugar together. That's also delicious. I like to put that on top too. So, and I might have some of that. You know, friendship bread is so versatile. You can do a lot of things with it. Okay. And now we will get that put right into our Tupperware bread container. This is the Ultra Pro. Comes with a lid even. And I just really like using my Tupperware spatula. And look at this. I didn't even have to grease this pan because the material that this is made of, it is not going to stick. Now this makes 2 small loaves if you were going to have a smaller bread pan. But mine is big enough that I can put it all in here. Okay. And there it is. And if you want to sprinkle some more cinnamon and sugar on top, you can do this. Put this in the oven at 325 degrees for 45 to 60 minutes. Everybody's oven and humidity and all that is a little different. So just check it and let the bread sit for 10 minutes when it is done. If you want to, you can even put it in a bundt pan. This is the Tupperware silicone bundt, and it would be really pretty. Say you have an Easter brunch you're going to attend. This friendship bread would be really good for that. Friendship bread is really great to give away, to use for events. Maybe you have a reading book club you go to or Bible study you attend, and you need to take a snack, or maybe somebody's coming over and you want to offer them some bread. Here it is. It's perfect. So thank everybody for watching, and let me know if you make friendship bread, if you've had it before, or if you're going to try making it. Take care.